What kind of person would be against a law that protects children? Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a brand new law that has just gone into effect in Florida that gives the death penalty to people convicted of sexually abusing children under the age of 12. Now, if you ask me, this is cause for a celebration, dancing in the streets, because if it's me and I see that somebody is proven to have done that to a child, I say take them on out back behind the courtroom, Old Yeller style, and be done with it right there. Let's not waste years and all this time and taxpayer money into clothing you and feeding you, all this, that, and the third. Let's be done with it right now. If there's evidence beyond a shadow of a doubt that somebody did something like this, let's go ahead and be done with it. Now, some people don't like the law because they say it targets a specific group. Now, I don't know what group is targeted by this. I mean, who should be given any kind of grace in that situation? There are some heinous crimes that are committed in this world, but something like this is at the very top. I mean, there's no excuse or coming back from that. Now, before I go any further, let's get into the actual law here. The news clip for this will be in the description box. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
And a number of new laws are now in effect as of today. Arguably, the most controversial one centers around changes to Florida's death penalty. Child rapists can now face execution for their crimes. News4Jax reporter Ashley Harding explains why the law is still likely to face challenges in court.
The law specifically pertains to child victims under the age of 12. Higher courts have already said imposing death sentences in these types of cases is a violation of the Eighth Amendment. While some say the law is still a measure of protecting children, others say different.
Now, one thing I want to say is that a lot of these people that do things like this have a high recidivism rate. So you really can't rehabilitate them. So, I mean, what are you going to do? Just go ahead and be done with it. Take them on out back, Old Yeller, and move on.
Florida courts now have a green light to sentence child rapists to death row. It was a measure that received bipartisan support as it rose through Tallahassee. Upon signing it into law, Governor Ron DeSantis said, "These are really the worst of the worst. The perpetrators of these crimes are often serial offenders."
That is correct. They often do it more than once. I mean, these be the kind of people that you will find with missing children. Like, people like this have to go. They cannot be in society at all, point blank, period.
Maria DeLiberato is the executive director of Floridians for Alternatives to the Death Penalty. She does not disagree.
Of course, child sexual battery is one of the most horrific crimes that one can think of. Certainly not saying that.
DeLiberato, an attorney herself, explains even though the law is now technically in effect in Florida, the Supreme Court would first have to reverse its initial ruling for it to apply to a particular case.
The legislature, to their credit, acknowledged that when they passed it, right? They said, we know this isn't the law. We just hope the law will get changed.
She also says the trauma does not end there for the victim.
But you're also dealing with a living victim who would have to be a part of the inevitable decades-long death penalty process. A death penalty case is not.
Now, the thing about those cases, she's right about that, about the long process. I mean, again, if I could just be the ruler, be the king, rule by fiat, I would say, you know what? Okay, you're guilty. You got evidence. You did it. You got pictures on your phone. Oh, let's go out back right now and delete you right there and move on to the next case. We're not going to be housing you for years and years and years. No. Let's just discard you right now.
Quick. It doesn't go away quickly. It languishes for years and years and years.
DeLiberato also points to alarming statistics. According to the Child Welfare Information Gateway, about 90% of child sex abuse victims know their abuser, and about 30% of children are abused by family members.
And so now you've got this whole dynamic where a child is going to bear the weight of a possible death sentence to a neighbor, an uncle, grandfather, something that someone that they know that everybody in their family is not going to feel the exact same way about.
It's also important to note this new law would still require an 8-4 jury recommendation for a death sentence.
So there we have it. That's what's going on right now in Florida with the law. But as I said, some people are not really happy. And I was not referring to the lawyer right there. She gave a pretty, I would say, fair rebuttal to it. I don't agree, but it was fair because he's talking about law and then some of the real world effects. But I was not speaking about her when I said some are going to be against it. I'm talking about this individual right here. Now, this is going to be really crazy, and I don't know what to make of it quite yet. Maybe I'll be able to get my thoughts together after we watch it. But again, I will link to this in the description. If you're on IG, link in bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll this.
I don't think that is as bad as it's going to get in the state of Florida or possibly red states in general for trans people. I think that this is the ultimate goal. Yes, he wants to deter as many gay and trans people from the state of Florida as possible.
What are we talking about? Do you see what she's doing? Like, if you can't see the video, what she's doing right now is green screening herself over the article with the headline that says Governor DeSantis signs law that will punish child sex trafficking offenders with death penalty. So how was that a thing that's going to deter LGBT? Are you trying to say that there's a high chance of LGBT abusing children? Is that what you're saying? I'm not saying it, but are you saying it? Now, if that's the case, then we need to have a different conversation, shouldn't we? We should have a different conversation altogether. But let's continue.
But those who do not leave at their own free will, well, what's going to happen if you refuse to leave a bathroom? They're already calling the communities trans and gay. They're already calling them groomers.
I mean, look, if you are an adult male in the women's restroom and you get caught peeping on little girls and whatnot in the stall, I mean, what are we talking about exactly? What are we talking about? And that kind of person, are you even gay at that point? I mean, what's happening right here is that you got a lot of freaks in this world, a lot of deviant, disgusting people who need to be locked up or, like I said, behind the courtroom deleted. They're taking advantage of these laws for their own purposes. We ain't talking about just regular people that think they're a woman and want to use women's restroom. That's not what's going on. Not at all. And that shouldn't even be happening. But we're not talking about normies. We're talking about predators, child offenders who are using laws to their advantage. That's the problem. So if you want to conflate that with LGBT, then that's on you. That's on you. You're doing that, not me. So don't nobody try to say the ABL did it. This lady right here is doing it.
That's the next step. Well, they didn't leave the bathroom because they're obviously going to do something with my child. And if they think that you're a pedophile or a groomer or a sex offender.
If they think, what you mean? We're talking about if you are convicted of a crime. You can't just say, I think this person is a sex offender with no evidence. I was very clear. If you're convicted, if there's evidence, if there's pictures in your phone, if you have online communication, text messages, evidence, proof of someone doing a thing that they shouldn't be doing, like abusing children, then yeah, you need to get the rope, the chair, the firing squad, whatever it is. Nobody in society has any kind of sympathy for those kind of people. But maybe this lady right here does. I can't really tell what's going on.
It's legalized genocide.
Oh my goodness. Whoa. I mean, talk about letting the cat out the bag. So look, again, I'm not trying to say that just because you're LGBT that you're going to be a groomer or a sex offender, but I think some people are telling you, hey, there are some people in that community that are going to do this and they're going to hide behind the label of being LGBT. And then if you have any kind of enhanced penalty against these people, then that means you're trying to attack that community. That is a crazy admission, 1000% crazy. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on the new law in Florida that will punish child sex offenders? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. What's your take on the lady talking about the law is going to impact LGBT negatively? Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. Some people cannot be helped. They cannot be rehabilitated. I say take them on out back and be done. Delete them, get them out of society, protect yourself, protect women, protect children, protect society. They can't be here. They cannot be here. And anyone that wants to defend them using some kind of lame excuse talking about legalized genocide of LGBT, they can go right with them. They can go to the penitentiary right with them. They need to get investigated. Anybody that says something like that, investigate them. Look on their phone and see what's there. Because you might find something that should not be there, something that's illegal that'll get them locked up legitimately. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.